I'm currently working on my first draft of my work in progress. I find myself writing notes on things I want to change in my next draft to make it better. Is this a bad habit to be in? I just want to finish the story, and making notes seems better than restarting. Maddie, this is exactly what I recommend you do. Because when people are writing their novels, if you are constantly stopping and going back to fix things, you're never going to get your manuscript written. You always want to make sure you get to the finish line so that you can tweak things, you can fix things, and you can move forward with it. There is also the possibility of you forgetting things if you're not writing them down. So I 100% always recommend that if you have an idea to fix something, to add something in, to take something out, if it's more than a 2-second fix that you can easily do, I always want you to write it down and then continue moving forward with your manuscript. I do not want you stopping to go back if it's going to take time out of your schedule, if it's going to derail your success and your movement forward with your novel. We want to make sure you're not wasting your time or using your time as best as you possibly can. So if you have an idea, a thought, a change, something you want to consider for later, even just a random notion on something you can maybe use in this story, maybe use somewhere else, write it in a note. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. As you are doing this, you can have a screen on your computer that is dedicated to notes and upcoming thoughts. So, over on the Show Me How You Write series on my author YouTube channel, youtube.com/KMRobinsonBooks, I show you what I do. I have my main manuscript up. Then I have, to the left of that is going to be my running timeline, where I write the chapter, the page number that chapter is found on, and every bullet point of things that happen in that chapter. Then on the other side, I've got my character notes. For me, what I do is if I have something I need to do inside of my story that's coming up, so I've got an idea for the future parts that I'm writing, I'll go to the bottom of my chapter timeline and I'll make those bullet point notes unassociated with a chapter header. That is something I'm writing into. I know that this is coming in the story that I'm writing. If, however, it's something I need to change, fix, tweak, something I need to add in, or something I need to take away from something I've already written, I actually have a note that is configured with my phone and with my computer. So I have an Apple-based phone. I also have a Mac-based computer. They talk to each other. So I have my Notes app up, and I can type it on my phone and also see it on my computer. I can type it on my computer and also see it on my phone. I will just make a note inside of my phone or my computer. Usually if I'm on my computer, I'll write it on my computer because it's just easier than using my thumbs to type it out. And I'll just say, fix this, do that, do this, do that. And that means that when I am done writing my novel, I'm then able to go back into my notes and I'm then able to go in and fix things. And because I have that chapter list on my screen, I can easily find where those things are. So let's say I'm writing my novel and I realize, I'm doing something right now that impacts something I had before that I want to fix to be in alignment with what I'm writing right now because I like that better. I'm not going back to fix it. I'm not even writing it in my timeline. I'm going into those notes, and then I'm writing that little bullet point note for myself when I'm all done with my novel. Now I'm going to go through those bullet point notes and fix those before I do my self-editing. So before I go through and actually read my manuscript, I'm making any changes that I know I need to make so that it all makes sense when I do my self-editing and I read through the entire manuscript. So I'm going to take that note, I'm going to go over to my running list of chapter points, I'm going to pinpoint where it is. I now have my page number associated with that chapter and I can go back and easily find that. So it saves time and effort by having that running chapter list and then being able to grab that note, pull it into context, and go back and fix it. So, to recap, if you are writing a novel and you have an idea for something in the future, write it on the timeline of what you are doing and write into it. If you have an idea on something you need to change, fix, tweak, remove, add in from what you've already written, you're writing it in a separate note, not connected to your documents. And then when you're all done with your novel, you're going to go into that bullet point list and you're going to fix it just in order, just in order that you thought of it, that you wrote it down. And you're going to be able to go to your chapter notes, pinpoint exactly where it is, go to those pages, easily find it, fix it. Then when you fix the things that you have written into your note of tweaks you need to make, now you're going to go into your self-editing mode. You're going to start at the top and read chronologically through your book, and you're going to look for any more plot holes, errors, issues, tweaks, grammar things, punctuation things. That's your self-editing before you send it over to Pro Writing Aid or Grammarly, before you send it to your professional editor. And that's going to save you a ton of time and effort because we know writing a book takes time, a lot of time, and we do not want you wasting your time. So being efficient with how you are taking notes on things you need to change, then fixing those changes is going to make a lot of difference in your mental well-being and in your time performance for creating that novel and getting it sent to the people who are going to then be reading it for you, be it beta readers, your proofreaders, your professional editors, etc. This is going to streamline your process and take a lot of those nerves and frustrations out of the process for you. Great question, Maddie.